Hey there, it's Mike Langford, and today we're going to be talking about the law of large numbers, and we're going to be talking a little bit of old school, stockbroker type business practices that you can use, or at least conceptually, you can use in your wealth management business or your individual financial practice today to produce better results than you're likely getting right now in terms of winning new clients, expanding your share of wallet, and keeping clients longer, okay? So first, let's dive into the concept of the law of large numbers, right? The basic concept of the law of large numbers, if you don't remember from your school days, is that every possible outcome will occur based on its probability if we have enough tries, if we have enough attempts at it, right? Enough occurrences, the things that are possible will happen in proportion to the probability of actually happening, right? Basic concept, right? If there's a 1% chance of it happening, every 100 or so trials, I will see that thing happening once, right? Now, it doesn't mean every single 100 it happens, but do it enough times and you'll add it up to 1% occurrence, right? So we start thinking about those old school stockbrokers picking up the phone and dialing, right? They knew the odds were low to win business, but you dial enough, you're gonna get somebody to pick up, enough people pick up, you're gonna get a connection, enough connections, eventually somebody's gonna say yes and invest with you. So law of large numbers built this industry. Now, another way of thinking about the law of large numbers is often in terms of gambling, right? You go to Vegas, there's a saying, the house always wins. Why does the house always win? Law of large numbers, right? Even if the odds are slightly in their favor, they're putting so much volume into the system, so many gamblers, so much money is being bet, so many occurrences of at every single table. I'm not a gambler, so the craps table, 21, blackjack, whatever it is, the slots. There's so many occurrences that even if it's almost 50-50, right? 50.1% in the house favor and 49.9% in your favor, the house is going to win because over the course of all those large occurrences, the reality is they will win. The odds are in their favor. Make sense? Okay, so let's put the odds in your favor. One of the things that I see in financial services right now, particularly with financial advisors and wealth management firms, is they are not putting enough volume into the system, right? In terms of, I've written this blog post before about not enough connections on social media, not enough posts, not enough activity of interacting with people. The old school stockbroker guys, what were they doing? They were dialing from lists that were like just books, thousands and thousands and thousands of people deep, and they just kept ringing. Now, here's the thing. The odds sucked, as I mentioned, for those guys. Why? Because look, most people don't like to answer the phone and talk to a salesperson on the phone. And even if they do answer the phone and they get you, most people aren't in the market for buying stocks and bonds right now. And those who might be in the market for buying stocks and bonds right now, maybe they already have a stockbroker. So now you got to talk them out of their stockbroker into buying from you. So you got to have a convincing story. So it was a pain in the butt back then. Total pain in the ass, but it worked. Now here's the thing. Most of the big dudes in this industry right now who've been in the industry for 20, 30, 40 years, maybe not 40. The guys who have been in it for over 20 years, many of them got their start as stockbrokers before they were called financial advisors. They were dialing for dollars. That's how they got their start at Morgan Stanley, at Smith Barney, Wells Fargo. You take your Merrill Lynch, the old days, they were, hey, Mr. Langford, would you like to, right? That's the way they got started. But as the industry's evolved to the web, to stockbrokers calling themselves financial advisors and maintaining relationships versus trying to sell and churn their book, right? They are forced into more of a relationship-based business. The problem is, you get a little fat, dumb, and lazy, right? I'm wealthy, I'm doing okay. Do I have to make that many phone calls? No. Okay, so phone calls don't even work anymore? True. But that same approach, if we go to social media, we go to email marketing, we should be building big networks. We should be interacting frequently. We should constantly be adding new people into the network. We should constantly be interacting with clients. prospects, referral partners, right? That same level of high intensity, if you're a new or younger up and coming advisor, you want to be doing that to grow your business, right? I was talking to an advisor not too long ago. It was like, we get a couple of clients a year. That's awesome, but that means that it's going to take a decade plus to fill up a very big client book. You need to have a process in place in which you're putting the law of large numbers at work. You're putting lots of stuff out into social. You're interacting with people frequently, right? So it's not just enough to add a contact. You gotta click the like button, like I said yesterday, right? Interaction, relationship acceleration works. Like, click, comment, interact. You may think it's a waste of time to spend all that energy on social, but it's not. Just like it wasn't a waste of time to pick up the phone and call hundreds of numbers, many of them who never answered or never called you back or said no in your face, because it wasn't a waste of time, because somewhere in that list is a yes. Somewhere on LinkedIn is a yes. Somewhere on Facebook is a yes. Twitter, Instagram. Somewhere on email is a yes. As you'll often hear me say, most people are not in the market for your services right now. But eventually they will be. Eventually they'll have a 401k that needs to be rolled over. Eventually they'll get married and need to merge their accounts. Eventually they'll have a child and be planning, or a grandchild and be planning to fund a college account. Eventually somebody will sell that business and have a big lump sum of money, or a parent or an uncle will die and they'll inherit some money and need to do something with it. Eventually they'll be sick of their existing financial advisor and want to move to a new one. Eventually they'll be in the market. If you're not putting the law of large numbers to work, though, and putting good content out and interacting frequently and adding new people into the hopper, if you will, you're missing out, right? So we got to get you moving, all right? Put the law of large numbers to work in your business. If you have questions about how to do that, talk to me. We'll work together, all right? Sounds great. Any more questions? Send them in. I'm really, really enjoying this format, getting tons of good questions, lots of feedback. So keep them flowing. Hope you're having a great day, and look for more videos soon. Tomorrow, next day, whenever. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.